Okay, everybody, quick video here just to show you what I've been up to since I've been away from home. This is the setup in Texas. So I've got my Mega gaming machine over there with its monitor. I use that monitor for work as well, keyboard, mouse. My iPad is there at the moment because obviously not using that. It's the weekend, not using the laptop. Then I have a video monitor, it's actually a TV, lower resolution over there. A lamp. It's not great, but it's okay for 15mm painting. And then I have a few assorted tools here, so you can see some 15mm Numidian imitation legionary types there. A few of the paints I was using the other day. Some Crimean stuff I've been sort of eyeballing, but not really doing much with. My brushes and such. My palette, some super glue. And then I've got some of the bits and pieces I've been working on. So I've got my trusty mug, with the gribbly water inside it. And then I've got, these are some lollipop sticks or tongue depressors with some work in progress Numidian imitation legionaries on. These are Essex miniatures 15mm. And I've just been, sorry, there's a lot of dog hair on everything here because my dogs are molting furiously because winter's over here in Texas. And the dogs have to sleep here in the house. There's one of them over there. Sorry, I'm filming this on my camera, so if it's a bit shaky, forgive me. But anyway, got these underway. I've actually managed to finish some stuff, so I'll show you quickly. These are some of those imitation legionaries that I was talking about. I've used the Essex Marion line for that. I don't actually have any basing materials here, so what I've done is I've just kind of, the ones that I've done, I've put onto bases, and then obviously I'll fill in the rest of the base with more figures to kind of make it all work. Yeah, I mean, they've come out okay. I've gone for white shields on the principle that, I don't know, for some reason I just assume since everybody's wearing kind of white linen, white seems to be the predominant color. I've tried to vary the skin tone so you can see a little bit of skin tone variance there. Hang on, let me see if I can get you a better shot. Yeah, a little bit of skin tone variance there just to make people more interesting. I managed to get these lot here done, and then I've got more in progress, and obviously the stuff I showed you at the back. It's been slow going. I tried painting yesterday, and I was working on these work in progress ones, but it's so devilishly humid and hot here that the paint, like the minute I put it on this palette here, the minute I start working it just turns tacky almost immediately. So you don't get a lot of like brush time to move the paint around before it gets kind of gunky, which isn't ideal. I didn't have the option of running the air conditioner last night because this air conditioner, which is right over there, there's two. You can see the one over there and then there's one over there. The top one is the one that's supposed to be used, and it makes a bloody racket when it runs. So all I've got to keep cool in here is the ceiling fan, and then I've got these two windows that are open there. And there's sort of a wind tunnel effect, but yeah, not ideal really. Anyway, paint's been getting tacky. So I've got the 15mm stuff. The nice thing about the Essex figures, as you all know, I'm a big fan of those. I've used them for years. They paint up really quickly and easily. Lovely casts. Remarkably for ranges that are as old as they are, I'm surprised by the quality of the casting. They must have some pretty decent molds to keep churning out figures that aren't a complete mess. Other than that, I also got some 10mm French done. So these are some Cuirassiers for my Franco-Prussian War project, and these were an absolute godsend. So like I said, when I was coming on this trip, I think that the smaller scales are the most reasonable to even try to paint when on the road, because, let me see if I can get some better light there. That might be a tad better. But yeah, you don't need as wide a palette of paints. That's the first thing. The second thing as well is it's a bit more forgiving. So with these guys, for example, I base coated them black, and then really all I was doing was sort of dabbing sort of a base color and then a bit of a highlight to give it a sense of depth. But from a distance, I mean, here's the command stand. I think that looks pretty good. You've managed to do the flag and all. But I think if we were to sort of park them up in a kind of, I don't know, some sort of assault-looking formation, I think that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now, obviously, can't base them yet. I need my materials for that, but those are done, basically. So the next time you see those should be when they are back at home in Washington, and they are nicely based up and with their grass and all. Yeah, I don't really have great light here. That's the other thing, obviously. As you can see, I'm sort of struggling to just illuminate these figures well. But again, the emphasis of this was just to keep hobbying while I was away from home. So we went at a complete stop. So I got this lot done in like days. I mean, it just, I don't know, I really got into the mood. I managed to crank them out pretty quickly. And I hate painting horses, so I just treated them as a job lot and just had, you know, one stick with bays, one stick with chestnuts, one stick with dark brown horses, and just kind of churned them out. The command figures probably took the longest amount of time because they're a little bit different from everyone else, so I wasn't able to, you know, kind of, what's the word, sort of factory line them perhaps. But yeah, I used the Citadel contrast paints for the skin tones. That came out okay, I thought. And I sort of purposefully went a bit bright on the metals after their wash, just to give them a bit of pop. Yeah, quite happy with how those came out. Just wanted to give you guys an update. You know, we should be heading home on Wednesday. Not fully home, but I'm taking home, I won't be taking this home, I don't think, I'm not sure, but we're heading home for a little bit, for a few weeks, and then off to Europe for a few weeks for work. And then hopefully just before Easter, Orthodox Easter, so around Western Easter, which I think is a week early this year, relative to ours, I will come to Texas and pick my stuff up and drive it home. So that'll be a fun weekend road trip with the dogs. Yeah, oh, paints and such are under the table here. I've got boxes and boxes for keeping my stuff inside. And then my old friend over here, as usual, is loving life here on the 2 acres, where he gets to go around and bark at everybody. The little one's in the back staring at a sheep right now, because that's her hobby. Anyway, to each their own. Yeah, that's all really. Just wanted to share this quick update with you. Hope everybody's well, and speak soon.